Hi everyone, I am Priya from It's Okay Yaar, and today's topic is all about J1 visa in the US. Over 300,000 J1 visas are allocated every year, which makes J1 visa a fairly important visa category in the US. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're thinking about traveling to the United States for work, study or cultural exchange, you've probably come across the J1 visa. In today's video, we'll dive deep into the J1 visa, addressing some of the most frequently asked questions in our series, US Visa Simplified, where we explain different visa types in simple terms. And if you're new today, I am Priya from It's Okay Yaar, and It's Okay Yaar is a content platform for South Asian immigrants, and we aim to educate, entertain and empower them. So what is a J1 visa? The J1 visa is a visa issued by the US government to individuals participating in approved exchange programs. It's designed to promote cultural exchange and foster international understanding. There are various categories under which you can apply for a J1 visa, such as au pair, intern, trainee, research scholar, and more. Overview of the J1 visa programs. There are a variety of J1 visa programs available, but Indians largely use the following. The J1 Trainee Program. The program allows Indians to come to the United States for on-the-job training in a specific field. The J1 Intern Program. This program allows Indians to come to the United States for internships in various varieties of fields. The J1 Summer Work Travel Program. The program allows Indians to come to the United States for seasonal work during the summer months. The J1 Scholar Program. The program allows Indians to come to the United States for research, teaching or other scholarly activities. So you must be wondering, who is eligible for a J1 visa? Great question. J1 visa eligibility depends upon the specific program you're applying for. Generally, students, professionals and researchers looking to gain practical experience or engage in educational and cultural activities are eligible. Keep in mind that each program must have its own set of requirements. J1 visa holders are eligible for a wide range of professions and jobs in the US. Some common examples include trainees. Trainees can work in various varieties of fields including business, engineering, healthcare and hospitality. Interns can work in a variety of fields including business, education, government and non-profits. Summer work travel participants can work in a variety of seasonal jobs such as camp counselors, lifeguards and retail workers. Scholars can work in a variety of fields including research, teaching and consulting. Here are some specific examples of professions and jobs that the J1 visa holder may be eligible for. Accountant, architect, au pair, artist. The entire list of professions are going to flash up on the screen, so you are eligible to take a look and see what works the best for you. It is important to note that not all professions and jobs are open to J1 visa holders. Some professions such as law enforcement and national security are restricted to the US citizens and permanent residents only. Additionally, some jobs may require a specific license or certification that J1 visa holders may not be able to obtain on time. Let's talk about the J1 visa duration. The duration of your J1 visa will depend upon the particular program and whether you can get a J1 visa extension. Once you enter the US with a J1 visa, you can remain in the country until the final date listed on your certificate of eligibility. The USCIS does place specific maximum time limits for the duration of the J1 visa that depends upon the type of the program. Here are a few examples. Research scholars, people with specialized skills, teachers and professors who are present in the US as exchange visitors may stay in the country for a maximum of 5 years. They can take an additional 30 days to prepare to return to their home countries. Trainees in business and industry may remain in the US for a maximum of 18 months plus 30 days to prepare to leave the country. Interns can hold a J1 status for a maximum of 12 months to work in a field associated with their degree with a US employer following the completion of their studies. So how to apply for a J1 visa? Applying for a J1 visa involves several steps. First, you'll need to find a US-based sponsor organization that offers the exchange program you're interested in. Once accepted into the program, they will provide you with the necessary documents and guidance for your visa application. You'll then complete the DS-160 form online, pay the visa fees and schedule the interview at the nearest US embassy or consulate. So now let's understand what are the documents that are needed. The specific document requirement for a J1 visa can vary depending upon the program you're participating in, your home country and the US embassy or consulate you're applying at. However, here's a general checklist of documents often required for a J1 visa application. The DS-2019 form. This is the certificate of eligibility for exchange visitor status issued by the sponsoring organization. The DS-160 confirmation page, your passport, your visa application fee receipt, your CVIS fee receipt, your passport photo, your program acceptance letter, which is a letter from the program sponsor confirming your acceptance into the J1 exchange program, program, your financial documentation, proof that you have sufficient funds to cover your living expenses during your stay in the US. This could include bank statements, scholarship letters, letters of financial support, health insurance, proof of health insurance coverage that meets the J1 visa requirements. This is very important requirement for the program, so please don't ignore this. Your educational documents, your transcripts, diplomas or degrees to demonstrate your qualifications and eligibility for the J1 program, your letters of recommendations from your professors, employers or other individuals supporting your application. The exchange visitor program information about the exchange program you'll be participating in, including details about the program, the host organization and the program duration, or English language proficiency. If applicable, proof of English language proficiency or TOEFL or an IELTS score. Additional program-specific documentations depending upon the nature of your J1 program. You may need to provide additional documents such as a research proposal or a training plan. I'll summarize the steps to apply for the J1 visa once again. Choose a J1 visa program that you're eligible for. Find a J1 visa sponsor, complete the DS-160 application form, gather the required documents and schedule a visa interview appointment. Attend your visa interview. Some of the tips for applying for a J1 visa. Here are some of the tips that will be really helpful. Start the application process early. The processing time for a J1 visa can be several weeks or even months. So it's important to start the process early to give yourself enough time. Make sure you have all of the required documents. The US Embassy or Consulate will not process your visa application if you don't have all of the required documents. Be prepared for your visa interview. Know what the processing time is for a J1 visa, and it can vary depending upon the time of the year, the workload of the US Embassy or Consulate where you're applying at. However, you can expect the process to take several weeks or even months. Now let's understand some of the commonly asked questions. Can I work on a J1 visa? Absolutely. Depending upon your specific program, you may be allowed to work in the US. However, there are usually limits on the number of hours you can work per week. Be sure to understand the work restrictions of your particular J1 category program. Can I get paid while I'm on a J1 visa? While the J1 visa is an exchange visa, participants can receive compensation. J1 visas cannot be used for ordinary employers outside of their program, since J1 visa holders are only allowed to perform the activity listed on their DS-2019. J1 visa holders can be paid. In fact, the treatment and compensation of all J1 visa holders must be comparable to the US workers in similar positions. The program must also meet all the federal, state and local wage and labor laws. If a J1 visa holder receives compensation, they will need to apply for a social security number. They have to pay taxes for any compensation they receive, but they are exempt from paying FICA tax. We actually have a video on that we will link, so definitely check that out. The next question is, can I bring my family with me? In most cases, your immediate family members can accompany you on a J2 visa. They'll have the opportunity to study or work during their stay. The J2 visa holders need to apply for a work permit or EAD card in the US to work. Just remember that the J1 visa holder is responsible for maintaining the primary purpose of the exchange program. The J2 visa holders must meet the same insurance requirements as the J1 holders. If the health insurance lapses, the J1 visa holder and the J2 visa holder will both violate the terms of the visa and may be immediately forced to return to their home country. J2 visa holders are generally allowed to work in the US if they secure work authorizations from the US Department of Homeland Security. What happens if my J1 program ends? After your J1 program concludes, you're generally allowed a grace period of up to 30 days to wrap up your affairs and say your goodbyes. If you wish to extend your stay, you might explore options like applying for a different visa, returning home, or applying for a change of status within the US. And if you've made it this far and you haven't hit like and subscribe to our channel, please consider doing so. It will really help us. Does a J1 visa allow you multiple entries? The J1 visa can be issued to permit multiple entries. It is recommended that you specifically request this when you're applying for your visa. If you already have your visa, you can check it to make sure. If it has an S, it is a single entry visa. If it has an M, it is good for multiple entries. J1 visa holders can travel outside the US for up to 30 consecutive days during the period of the training program without needing special permission for long-term travel. Before you leave the country, however, make sure you first get a travel validation signature on the DS-2019 from your sponsor confirming that you should be allowed back into the country upon your return. Can I change my J1 visa sponsor? Yes, you may be able to change your J1 visa sponsor. However, you will need to obtain permission from the US Department of State. The next one is, can I apply for the green card on J1 visa? Yes, you may be eligible to apply for a green card on J1 visa. However, there are a lot of restrictions that apply. For example, J1 visa holders are subject to the 2-year home residency requirement, which is 212E, which means that you must return to your home country for at least 2 years after completing your J1 program before you can apply for this green card. This requirement can be waived if the J1 visa holder meets certain criteria, such as they are sponsored by a US government agency or an educational institution, or they're medically working in underreserved areas. They are persecuted in their home country. If the J1 visa holder is married to a US citizen or a permanent resident, or they have a job offer from the US employer, they may be eligible to apply for a green card without having to return to their home country. The process of applying for a green card on a J1 visa can be extremely complex, so it's important for you to consult an immigration lawyer to discuss your specific situation. Again, everything we share on this channel is based on our own research. None of this is legal advice, so definitely do your research and consult a lawyer before applying. And there you have it, an overview of the J1 visa and answers to some of the most frequently asked questions. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, a like, subscribe to our channel, and share this informative content with someone. Please hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an update. Safe travels and best of luck for your J1 visa journey. If things are not going your way, remember, it will turn around. It's okay, Yaar. This is Priya signing off. Have a wonderful day.